it's Haley here, and I finally got my new mic, so I hope it sounds good. Connecting to online servers. But I wanted to say thanks for 700 subs. I know that's like not like a big deal, but like I think it's pretty awesome considering I have like 4 videos up on my channel. But I want to like start uploading more now that I do have a new mic, and I should sound better. But so I wanted to, I guess I want to do like, I don't know what I want to do with my channel, but like I do want to just like make videos of like me like talking about like what's going on in my life and like things that have happened that are funny and like raging and stuff like that, and then things for my stream because I do stream if you don't know. And so yeah. I just want to say I'm really bad at Call of Duty, so I'm just gonna get wrecked. But I wanted to make a video because I thought like I wanted to do this before, but I wanted to wait until I got a new mic, so like for streaming and stuff. I'm not into doing like drugs or anything, like definitely not like my thing. But while I was living in Colorado, I did try weed once, and I'm just never ever gonna do it ever again. And I just had a really bad experience with it. So, and I mean, it's like funny now that I like think about it, but it was so bad back then. So like I lived in Colorado for a few months with one of my friends because she had let me stay there due to circumstances. And I ended up meeting this dude, and he took, and if you don't know, it is legal. Weed is legal in Colorado. You have to be like 21 or something like that. But I met this dude. He was my age, but he had medical marijuana because of he hurt himself or whatever. So one time while we were hanging out, he's like, "Hey, you should totally hit this." And I was like, well, you know, I've never, you know, tried it before. I wasn't really like interested. I was like, whatever. I mean, whatever. Like, who cares? So like, it wasn't a big deal to me. But so I decided that I was gonna try. I was like, oh, I don't want to like just straight up like, you know, hit it, because like I've never done it before, and I don't want to like something bad to happen, because I'm like super paranoid. Just what did he say? Like basically he was gonna blow the smoke into my mouth. I know that sounds like weird. I actually had an ex where we were like kissing and he put his gum in my mouth. That shit's disgusting. Don't fucking do that shit. Like, don't put your like ice cubes in your gum that's been in your mouth. Like, yeah, it's okay to like totally put like your tongue in someone's mouth, but like food and stuff. Fuck you. I'm gonna take it from like, you know, his mouth. I really don't remember the name. He said it was a I don't fucking remember. And I was like, well, I did it, and I waited for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't really feel anything. He's like, oh, well, let's just try it one more time. And then I tried it one more time, and I still didn't feel anything. I was like, yeah, this isn't working. I mean, not like I was disappointed. I was like, oh no, I could take a second high. Like, I wasn't disappointed at all. I couldn't care less. Like, okay, I'm just gonna actually take a hit this time, because it's obviously not working. So I decided, and I wouldn't say I have bad breathing problems, but I do have breathing problems. It's how it is. So when I took a hit, I started coughing really fucking bad. Like, I could not breathe. I was just coughing so fucking bad. It was just awful. I was terrified. I was freaking out because like I have breathing problems, so one of my biggest fears is not being able to breathe. And so I was like coughing, and I was like, oh my god. And just, I guess, me like having this coughing fit, I like started getting into the high, freaking out, which freaking out while like you're high, like it was just So I like was laying there, and I really just, if everything sounds like not like put together, it's because I really just don't remember any of it. It just didn't feel real to me. So I don't know which parts were real and which weren't, and I don't really remember. So I obviously started getting really fucking high, and I was just like, everything was moving really weird. I don't know how to explain it. Just everything felt weird. And, like, the thing was, like, I was, like, really freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna stay like this forever. Like, this is never gonna fucking end. I'm gonna be stuck like this. Like, in my mind, that made sense to me. Like, I'm gonna be stuck like this. I'm gonna just be feeling like this forever. Like, it was terrifying. I was like, fuck this. I'm never gonna fucking, like, get over this. So, I was laying in his bed, just freaking the fuck out. Just like, oh my god, this is horrible. Just, like, shaking and, like, freaking out. And I think I had cried. Because, like, before I had rushed into the bathroom. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. I was just freaking out. And he's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And then I finally just crawled back into bed. And then I'm just laying there freaking out, like, oh my god, I'm just, don't feel right. I don't feel okay. And I was like, does, like, taking a shower help you get rid of your high? Because I just wanted it to be over. Like, it had felt like it had been hours, but it really, like, had been probably, like, maybe 5 minutes or, like, 10 minutes that I was, like, laying there like that. And it felt like, it felt like time had slowed down. I did not feel good at all. So he's like, yeah, that can help sometimes. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I'm about, because I'm not gonna feel like this anymore. So I went and I still couldn't breathe really well. Like, mind you, I still couldn't breathe from the smoke and shit. Just thinking about it's giving me a headache. I still couldn't breathe. So I went into the shower, and I'm sitting there. I crawled into the shower because, like, in my mind, I just couldn't stand up. Like, there's no way. So I crawled into the shower. I turned it on. And when I felt the water in my head, I was like, holy fucking shit, I'm fucking drowning. I can't breathe. There's water. I'm drowning. That's the most, like, sound fucking conclusion. I'm fucking drowning. This is awful. And so I started screaming. I just screamed. And he fucking comes running, and he's like, oh my god, what's wrong? And I'm just sitting there, like, hyperventilating, freaking out, just, like, not laying, but, like, sitting there on the fucking bottom of the shower. And he's like, oh, it's fucking freezing cold, that's why you're freaking out. And I'm thinking in my head, no, I like it cold, it feels good. But I just thought, in my head, I was like, man, I'm fucking drowning right now, this is crazy, like, how am I drowning? And so, he's like, oh, I'll take a shower with you. And he got in, he's like, well, stand up. Like, he wanted me to stand up, and I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, if I stand up, the world's gonna flip, like, and I'm gonna fall over and hurt myself. Yeah, like, the world, everything was gonna turn, and I was gonna fall and hurt myself. So I was like, fuck that, I don't want the world flipping. So I just decided that I was gonna just sit there. And then he's like, okay, I will sit down with you. And then, like, he turned up the heat, and I was like, man, I really can't breathe, because I still couldn't breathe from the smoke. And so I was like, man, I need to get out, because I didn't feel good. And I was like, this isn't helping. And so I crawled out, because like I said, the world was gonna flip on me. So I crawled out of the fucking shower, and I just, like, curled up in a ball on the floor of the bathroom floor, because I just couldn't bring myself to get a towel or do anything with my life at this point. I was like, I just don't feel good. And I just started crying, because I was like, this is never gonna end. This totally sucks. And I was just like, was probably, like, my 4th time crying throughout all of this. And this is, like, probably, like, this whole story happened in, like, probably, like, about 5 hours worth, maybe. I don't remember. Like, it was way too long. And so he was still in the shower, and I'm laying there just not laying, I'm sitting there, fucking butt ass naked on the floor, crying, because I'm still fucking high. He's like, it's okay, it'll be okay. And then in my head, I was like, dude, this is like my imagination. He's not even real. Like, I thought, because have you ever had like a really realistic dream and you think it's real and then you wake up and it's not? I thought it was like one of those, but like I was just like daydreaming, so I was like, dude, he's not real. And so I was like curled up in a ball still in fetal position, and I was like, you're not even real. Like, just, you're not even real. And like he started getting mad at me. He's like, what do you mean I'm not even real? Yeah, I am. And he started getting mad at me, and he ended up getting out of the shower. I'm still sitting there naked on the fucking floor. I eventually get up and get a towel. I think I got a towel, or I just put my clothes on. So I put my clothes on. I fucking just soak them because I'm fucking just still wet. And so I ended up laying down with him. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I think I lay down. I'm really not sure about this part. This is where it gets really confusing. And then I was like, oh man, I'm gonna throw up. I don't feel good. Like, I feel awful. And so he's like, no, you're not. It's okay. So I went to the bathroom, and I did end up throwing up, actually. So it wasn't my imagination or anything like that. And he ended up coming in there, and I started crying while I was throwing up, because I just cry about everything. And in there, and at the time my hair was because it's only like, it's not really that long. It was like down to my butt. So he like pulled it away from my face because I was throwing up. And he's like, I started crying. I was like, this is never gonna end, because I thought I was just gonna continue throwing up and like not be able to like stop, and then I was like gonna choke and die, and just like in my mind I was like, yeah, this makes so much sense. Like, that's exactly what's gonna fucking happen. And he like felt like, he's like, I'm so sorry, and he just kept saying sorry over and over, and I was like crying. And then I finally stopped throwing up, and I could sort of like, I could breathe a little better now, and my high was like not as strong, so like it wasn't as bad. And so we were laying in bed, and he was like cuddling me, because obviously I had a really fucking shitty day. And so like every like 5 to 10 minutes, I'm not really sure the time, I would just be like, yeah, this is really nice, and I'd cuddle up against him, and it would just, his bed was fucking comfy as hell, and I was like, yeah, this is really great. I really like, I would just like snuggle and be like, yeah, and just snuggle up against him. It was all good. It felt nice. And then like after like 10 minutes, I'd be like, who are you? I wouldn't say that, but I'd just give him this look like he was just this fucking stranger that had like gone into my fucking room, and just like, I was like, who the fuck are you? Why are you here? I just gave him this like horrified fucking look. I was just like, what the fuck? And then I'd be like, okay. And then I'd like snap out of it, and then I'd be like, yeah, this is really nice. And I repeated this for like 5 or 6 times. I did this, and I gave him like this most awful looks, and I'd like be like, no, get away. Snap out of it, and I'd be like, oh yeah, cuddling. And then like, I don't know like how this ended up happening. I guess like after all that, we ended up kissing. I don't know, like after all that shit, really, that's what you're gonna do? You're gonna kiss a chick that's I'm still fucking high as shit. So I'm still like freaking out. Not as bad, but I'm still like not there. I'm not like all the way there yet. I'm still fucked. And so we ended up kissing, and apparently when I'm high, or maybe it was just that time, I get really fucking horny. We ended up, I don't know how we ended up starting. That's the part I don't remember. I really don't remember the last part. We ended up having sex, clearly. It's not even like it was just like normal sex. We ended up having sex for like, I want to say 3 to 4 hours straight. And he actually had to stop before I stopped, because I guess just, I did some like crazy shit is what he said. Like, he's like, yeah, that was really good sex. And like, I sort of remember it, and like, it was really nice, because like, just, I just did crazy shit. And how I am normally with sex, I'm like super shy and shit because I'm like afraid I'm gonna fucking like do something wrong, and I just fucking took control. I was like, nope, gonna fuck, and we just did it forever. Like, yeah, I have to stop. I actually like apparently got super upset. I was like, I actually was like begging him. I was like, no, we have to keep going, and I was still high the whole fucking time. Like, I was still high as shit while we were doing that. And then like the next day I woke up and I was like, I don't remember any of this shit. And he told me what like some of the stuff I did. I was like so fucking embarrassed. And I was like in my head, I was like, damn, why can't I be like that in the bedroom like when I'm not high? Holy shit. But no, just only when I'm high. Like, I'm like a fucking sex goddess or some shit. Not really, but you know, you get the point. But yeah. And I felt like much better the next day, and I wasn't like, I didn't feel like shit. Just, I felt really relaxed. I was like, yeah, I'm never trying that again. Like, the end result was really nice, because, you know, 4 hours of sex is never a bad thing. But I just, maybe that was just a bad experience. I'm not into like weed or anything, so it's like not really like my thing anyways. But yeah, that was my first experience being high. And it was, I've told a few friends and they all just fucking laugh at me. So yeah, you guys can laugh at me too. So yeah, hope you enjoy. So bye.